Welcome back, IB Economics students, to this video lecture. In this video lecture, we're going to be going over what a monopolistic competition market structure looks like when it is graphed. So in the last video, we have gone over some characteristics and properties of a competitive monopolistic market structure. A quick recap: within a monopolistic competition market structure, there are large amounts of firms. There are product differentiation between the firms' products. There are heavy expenditures on ads because there are no perfect information in monopolistic competition. Each firm has some degree of price control over the market instead of being a free market ran. And there are free entries and exits to the market. So like all graphs, in this video we'll be graphing it. So like all graphs, we start off with the two axes. Of course, the y-axis would be the price, as usual, as a standard demand and supply curve. On the y-axis, we're gonna have quantity. Okay. So that's very standard. And the first thing we have to draw is the demand curve. Okay, the demand curve, as we have learned, slopes downwards. Why does it slope downwards? Because of the law of demand. At higher prices, consumers are willing and able to buy less of the properties. And at lower prices, consumers are willing and able to buy more of the properties. And demand equals average revenue. Now, if you do not understand why demand is equal to average revenue, you have to be able to explain. So if you do not understand, please go back to the videos to review. So our next curve we want to draw is the marginal revenue curve, and the marginal revenue curve can indeed go negative, right? And then the marginal revenue curve is twice as steep as the average revenue curve. Okay, so we're going to draw that. Here's the marginal revenue curve. The MR curve is twice as steep as the average revenue curve. Of course, these things we have already learned, we have already reviewed in our last unit, which is if you do not understand, please go back for the love of all that holy. Go back, review how to graph these. Okay, the next one is a little bit tricky. Okay, the next one is a little bit tricky. I will agree with that. So is the average total cost curve. So the average total cost curve, we want it to look like a bow shape. We want it to touch and then go up. Okay, that's what we want the average total cost curve to look like. Now, why do we want it to look like that? I'll explain in just a second. Now, so this will be the average total cost curve. So the ATC curve. And the last curve we're going to want to be able to draw is the marginal revenue curve. Marginal cost curve, excuse me. So this is the marginal cost curve. Okay, this is the Nike shape marginal cost curve. Now, why does the graph look so weird? Why does the graph look like this? Of course, average total cost decreases and increases again because of economies of scale. Marginal cost decreases and increases also because of economies of scale, and then it increases because of this economies of scale. Now, you might be looking at this and wondering, okay, so now that I have this graph, what does it actually mean? So the first one we have to do, because the first thing we have to do is be able to identify the point of profit maximization. The point of profit maximization in any graph, whether you're perfect competition, oligopoly, monopoly, or competitive monopoly, is the point at which marginal revenue intersects marginal cost. So this point right here, the red point right here shows the point at which marginal revenue intersects marginal cost, that of which is the point of profit maximization. So firms wants to produce at this quantity in order to maximize their profit. And I link the line up to the demand curve. Okay, so and it's something very interesting. You'll see the demand curve, this line right here, not only intersects the demand curve, it also touches the average total cost curve. Now, I drew the average total cost curve in a very deliberate manner so that it will touch it, and we come and then link it back to the price. Okay. So what does this tell us? What does this actually tell us? So the first things first, this tells us the price. I'm going to call this P. It also tells us the quantity. So the quantity optimum. So this is the optimum production quantity, and this is the optimum price charge. So the PO and the QO. Okay. Price optimum and quantity optimum. It is produced at this point at which profit maximization has occurred. However, let's reference back. Let us reference back to the characteristics and properties of a monopolistic competitive firm. If you remember in our last lecture, we have talked about how monopolistic competitive firms have no barriers of entry and no barriers of exit. That means, in the long run, monopolistic competitive firms will have no profit. Why is that? Because the lack of barriers of entry cause when the firm is experiencing losses, the lack of barriers of entry will cause firms to exit. And however, when there are supernormal profits or when there are profits to be made, firms will enter the market because there are no barriers of entry. Therefore, in the long run, there are no supernormal profits. So this graph right here illustrates how there are no supernormal profits. Why? Because the marginal cost curve intersects the average total cost curve at the point of profit maximization. Okay, so I hope this video is helpful in illustrating how in the long run there is no supernormal profits, and how in the long run monopolistic competitive firms only break even. And this is an illustration through graphic form and of what it looks like, and a diagram that illustrates what it is like to have a firm that breaks even. So I hope this video is helpful, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.